Hi, I'm Emily Lieber. I'm 22 years old and a senior at Florida Atlantic University. Right now I'm studying multimedia journalism, and when I was 19, I weighed close to 300 pounds. Since then, I've had the gastric sleeve, and I knew I was overweight, and I knew it was something I would need to address eventually. I didn't expect that the summer before I was going to college, I would go to the doctor and he would have sort of no bedside manner and really scare me straight into wanting to make some changes. He really scared me about the quality of life I'd have, and if I wanted a life of diabetes and infertility and heart disease and just overall strain and just living life with the ticking time bomb next to me. And that wasn't something I wanted to do. I fortunately come from a family where everyone at some point now has had the gastric sleeve. And they were obviously super supportive and encouraged me a lot. And there was always someone around that had been in the position that I had been. And just by seeing them do really well, I wanted to do really well too. And I saw how much losing weight transformed them and made their lives better. And I wanted the same thing. I had gone to weight loss camp. So for my friends, I think it was the same thing where they had seen me struggle for my entire life, and they just really wanted me to get healthy and live a better life. So that was super lucky. The actual surgery had very little pain. The 6-week diet was what the challenge was there. The first week was all liquids. The second week was protein shakes, and then the 2 to 4 weeks after was basically pureed food, anything. And then eventually you start working in proteins like chicken back into your diet. So after the initial 6 weeks, you can technically eat anything you want. In reality, I stayed away from bread, ice cream, and meat. I'd still eat chicken, but steak was something that was a little bit hard to understand how to now eat. I was lucky that I was able to prepare with a dietitian named Suzanne. Her office and my doctor's office worked really closely together, so they really encouraged a relationship. I stayed in touch with her a little bit after post-op, but since then, it's more about making sure that you're not deficient, and her advice hasn't really changed since then. But basically the rules that she gave me and I follow are to never drink and eat together, eat proteins first, stop when you're full, and take your vitamins. I'm not the most faithful vitamin user, but I do try to take a daily multi, an iron supplement, vitamin D, and turmeric. And I go to a GP that specializes in weight loss and bariatrics, but he has a regular practice, so I'm lucky to go there where they do monitor people who've had weight loss surgery before. Something that has changed a lot post-op is obviously eating. I really love food and dining and cooking, and that I think has been something that's made me really successful in keeping my weight off for the last 3.5 years. That I know now what I'm putting in my body, and I eat so little that what I put in my body has become way more important. And people always ask, how do you stay motivated, and what do you do to not, gain it back? And I have the most insane motivation. When you cut out around 60% of your stomach, it's a make or break it kind of deal. You go in knowing it's serious. There is nothing left to cut out. There is no other way to get around this than to stick with the program. And the way that has changed my relationships is, I would say, pretty big, just in the sense that, with the surgery, you do have to put yourself first, and you have to say no to things, and you no longer have weight to hide behind, so you don't have that shadow. that like you don't want to try things or be part of things or do things, that option kind of goes away. And like that, people definitely perceive me differently, and the attention from strangers is the weirdest adjustment, and I'm so not used to it. I was just really lucky to come from a family who understood and accepted what I was going through, and really lucky to have friends that wanted to help me and wanted to show me how to really like understand working out and weightlifting and hiking and yoga. And if I didn't have them and I didn't have the friends that I connected with through Instagram, Facebook, and all the people that were having surgery around the same time I was, it would have been a really lonely path. And I really don't suggest that when you're already making these huge like changes. A lot of criticism surrounding bariatric surgery in general is that it's an easy way out. And for me, it was that I was so young and I hadn't exhausted all my options, which, I mean, I still lost 130 plus pounds. So when people tell me it's a shortcut, I still lost the weight. I am the one that wakes up every day and decides if I'm going to eat right today, if I'm going to work out. There are plenty of people who have surgery and it doesn't work because they don't work the program, or it doesn't work because they decide at some point they're done dieting and they're going to go back to some old habits. And people gain weight all the time from this. It's so when people say that it's a shortcut, I mean, it's a tool. But just because something is set in place doesn't mean that it's foolproof. So that's anyone that talks to me, I tell them, you know, it's serious. You are having surgery. You are cutting out part of your stomach. And right now it's not helping you, but when you have little bits left, you need to take care of yourself. So it took me about 3 years to lose all of my weight. And so it's been 3.5 years since my surgery, and I've maintained it. And I hope this video can help you guys get a little bit of a better understanding of bariatric surgery. And it's been a major tool for so many people. And if any of you want to get in contact with me, you can either follow my Instagram, Emily_Lieber, or you can email me, emilylieber@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much for listening.